Hey there.
Hi, Natasha. How are you?
How are you?
I am fantastic. I am in the Big Apple today,
Yeah.
working from
I
Manhattan. Can you see? I chose an area where my background would be quite pretty.
yes, I love it. It's like the city, yay. Born and raised, so I'm always a fan. I love Long Island, but yes, it's always nice to see the city. How's the weather outside? Is it burning hot?
It is rather warm. Yes,
Okay.
everyone has taken refuge underneath what is this called?
Gotcha.
The tent. I just got a bird that came across and decided to scare me. So
Yes, no
excuse
worries.
me.
Alrighty. Well, to get started, I guess can you just introduce yourself and talk about a little bit of the history of Women on the Rise, NY, as well as the fifth annual forum at, an Expo, and then we'll get started.
Absolutely. So my name is Marcia Guerriere. I'm the founder of Women on the Rise NY and the creator of the Plan, Pay, Prosper Planner Kit. And Women on the Rise started out years ago because I've always we started out with our first event. Like you said, we're going on our fifth annual, but we started with the first annual Forum and Expo because I wanted a way to celebrate the women that were in my life that were entrepreneurs, that were
Mhm.
rock stars in their careers, and really wanted a place to come together to celebrate each other, educate each other, inspire each other. And that's
Mhm.
where the need to create the Women on the Rise came from. And after our first event, we continued to do live workshops, live masterminds that we did many years ago. And then
Mhm.
at some point, with the evolution of technology, we transferred most of what we do to online. And so we
Mhm.
are now holding more virtual workshops and virtual masterminds that we do annually. But our greatest event, which is where we started, the Foreman Expo, is still held live. And this year, I'm so super excited because one, you're on my team. Two,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, shout out to Natasha. And two,
Thank you.
we we've gone from 1 day to 2 days. We've gone
Mhm.
from um, uh, Long Island to the Big Apple. We're now hosting our event at
Yes.
a beautiful hotel space in Long Island called LaGuardia Plaza
In
Hotel
Queens.
in Queens.
Yeah.
Sorry, in Queens, right outside of New York City, just minutes outside of New York, at the LaGuardia Plaza Hotel, and
Mhm.
it's a great hotel. Even if you are a New Yorker, I implore you to book your room and stay the whole weekend. It's really 2 nights, one night, Friday to Saturday.
Mhm. Absolutely. Okay. And so, as a faith-based entrepreneur, that's how you would define yourself, right?
I am a faith-based, faith-led woman, and who is
Hmm.
an entrepreneur and all the other things that I am. Yes, I
Okay.
connect very
And
strongly to that.
okay. And as faith-led or faith-based, what does that mean for anyone who's not familiar with that phrase? Just to kind of get everyone on the same page.
It means that you're a person that is deeply rooted in your own particular faith, and
Hmm.
there's no particular denomination that we talk about when we say we're faith based, but you are someone who likes to maintain your not terribly religious faith, but you want to make sure that you are staying well connected to the faith that you subscribe to the God that
Hmm.
you subscribe to, um, and to the beliefs in which your faith,
Hmm.
your religion, your spirituality connects you to a deeper meaning, a deeper purpose, um, on this planet.
Okay. And I like that. Very deep, very conscientious definition. So how does that work as an entrepreneur? Like, tell me, work through that. Are there things you avoid or do more of as a faith-led or faith-based entrepreneur?
Well, I'm going to talk about me personally. I don't know how other people. I do know quite a few women in that are faith-based and faith-led as entrepreneurs, and they do
Mm-hmm.
use the Word of God as a foundation for their business and what they will and will not accept. I will tell you how I personally use it. I personally use my faith as a way to make sure that I'm grounded in my values. Um,
Mm.
make sure that I stay connected with people that are spiritually faith led and faith based, because I know that from that comes a different level of integrity. And I'm not saying that people that are not faith based don't have integrity at all, but it's an instant indication of
Mm.
it's it's sort of like an instant indication of, okay, where you may relate to that person. Oftentimes
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
the work that I do not say that I work only with women that are faith-based, no, but it is a question that I ask of my clientele, because when I talk to them, I personally often reference God and my
Mm-hmm.
deeper understanding of the purpose that He has put us, put us on this earth for. And so I
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes use reference to faith, to God, to help people remember and realize that their purpose here is greater than their
Mm-hmm.
fear. Their purpose here is
Mm-hmm.
greater than the negativity that somehow seems to creep up into our lives. And so
Mm-hmm.
I do use it as a way with some of my clients, as long as, I respectfully ask permission if I can, interject some of those reminders that sometimes we do have to talk to each other and remind each other of our faith,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it doesn't
Okay.
matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what
Mm-hmm.
religion you are at all. I work with women of all faiths, different faiths, but one thing that does connect me with them is that we all have that feeling to, or when we remember to have faith,
Mm-hmm.
and when we remember to connect to that, um, that being of which we know our
Mm-hmm.
strength comes from, which we
Yep.
know our purpose is driven from, that changes the way a person, especially entrepreneurs, move
Mm-hmm.
forward in their business. I do believe.
Okay. And with that, just to, since you talked about services, and for everyone who's not maybe aware of Women on the Rise NY, what are the types of services and primarily business, I guess, that you're in? And then for faith-led or for faith-based entrepreneurs, what are the biggest challenges you think that, based on the work that you've done as one yourself and the people you work with, what are the biggest challenges that you deal with?
All right, we're going to take that step by step. I'm in Manhattan. I can't remember everything you just said. So I'm just going to take the first. I'm just going to take some of that. And I'm going to first, your question about Women on the Rise and what we do. I keep talking about my work and my clients. So I am a life balance and business coach. So what I do is help women who are working full time, who are like me. As you can see, I'm in Manhattan. I am working full time, running a family, um, juggling children, pets, relationships, friendships, family, and yet
Mm-hmm.
have a deep burning desire to fulfill something
Mm-hmm.
extra within them. And that's usually through entrepreneurship. That's usually through
Mm-hmm.
whatever in their life excites them the most, their passions, whatever they feel.
Mm.
Usually they tell me that they know that they have a God-given purpose.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's very interesting, and that's why I do love the fact that it's okay to incorporate being a faith-based person, because people do understand and they recognize, especially in this era that we're moving into an entrepreneurship, people are recognizing that there's a different purpose for them on this earth, other than that 9 to 5, other than that family first, other than that, whatever it is that that consumes you the most. So that's what I do with Women on the Rise. I help women to birth those ideas, to birth those passions, and create and monetize it, and also remain balanced, or find that balance in their life, so that they don't lose control over what's important, over the strongest values that they have for themselves, and I help them really flush out those values, because I don't think sometimes we naturally know. Sometimes we need help and assistance, or it's just a reminder, someone who's going to help remind you what your true values are. Maybe your values are not in hanging out and just wasting time, right? Maybe the values that you have are to have purpose and to leave a legacy on this earth for your family. And so you have to think about that in order to incorporate it into your day-to-day activity. If you look back and you think about the things that you're doing throughout your day, and you're looking at your calendar of events, and you realize, wait a minute, like, half of this stuff don't align with my purpose. Half of this stuff don't align with my vision. Half of it doesn't align with the values that I have. So I help women kind of assess themselves in that way. And the second half of your question was
challenges. So as a faith-led and faith-based entrepreneur, what are the biggest challenges that community of entrepreneurs face?
Okay, so the challenges are most of the people that I come across, the challenges are probably not what you think I'm about to say, but the challenges are definitely themselves. Having fear within themselves, and a limiting belief of themselves. So when you combine fear and a limiting belief, when you combine oftentimes it's historic influences that impressed upon us at younger ages of our lives, even in corporate America, in the age that we're in today. Oftentimes, corporate America, I love corporate America, but they're not set up to help you win. They're set up to help themselves win. And how they help themselves win is by diminishing you, because they're trying to keep their bottom line. So they can't tell you you're a rock star all day, all night, right? So they're gonna come up with things, because they can't pay you what a rock star would demand. They don't want to pay you what a rock star would demand, right? So you can't continuously. You can't. They can't give you that.
Yeah.
Am I back? Somebody was trying to call me. How rude.
Squeaky Boar says hi, and Martha McLean says hi.
Hey, hi guys. Thank you for tuning in. So I'm talking about how, while I am in corporate America, and I love corporate America, I'm grateful and appreciative of my job. I don't want to leave my job as of right now, but I do know that corporate America is not set up to help you shine to your highest and greatest potential, because they're trying to keep their bottom line. How do they keep their bottom line? They can't let you know that you're the rock star all the time. So sometimes they create what the performance reviews you go through, and the performance reviews are attached somehow to your financial being, right? And so they oftentimes will tell you they'll tell you all your negative points before they tell you all your positive points, right? Why? Because they can't give you 6 and 10% raise every year. So they have to point out the things that are not so favorable. So after year upon years of hearing such negative and disparaging things, sometimes we begin to absorb that. But we got to remind ourselves that we're better than that, and that of which that they are describing sometimes is not really deeply who we are. So it's important that you connect with your personal values, you understand your gifts, you understand your skills, and even more so than that, every time you hear things like that in corporate America, it's important that you do write back and you let them know, I don't agree with your assessment, and here's why.
Yeah.
Right?
Just to circle back, though, with the faith-based and faith-led, because you said biggest things that you've seen has been like fear and self-doubt, right? But what about how in the context of like content marketing, right? So as a faith-led and faith-based entrepreneur, do you feel like you can market with the same type of tools and techniques as non-faith-led or non-faith-based? Like, what are some of those challenges you see with content marketing, with the events that you put on? Like, what do you think are the distinguishing, I guess, characteristics between a faith-led and faith-based entrepreneur and someone who's not?
I really don't think that there's any major distinction because, again, you are the essence of who you want to portray, and you are going to most likely invite that same type of person. Sorry about that. So you're going to most likely invite, sorry, another phone call. You're going to most likely invite the like-minded people, but birds of feather flock together. People attract to what they resonate with, right? So as long as you maintain your own personal integrity, and it doesn't have to be because you're faith-based and faith-led, doesn't mean that your marketing or your brand messaging is, clouded in anything religious or spiritual. It's really just the extension, at least for me, of who I am. You're going to hear me talk about God every now and then. You're going to hear me talk about the download that I received from God when I was doubting myself, when I'm walking in fear, and how the word of God sometimes has to bring me back. And that's one of the reasons why I created the Plan, Pray, Prosper Planner and the kit, because I needed tools to help remind me of that. I don't necessarily live within that constantly, and because negative forces, the devil, whatever you want to call it, can creep up in you, right? And so you need to have a tool, and I needed to have a tool in order to help me maintain my spiritual groundedness, to help.
So explain the kit then. So explain the kit since you mentioned it. Yeah.
Yes. So I created a plan. It started off with just a planner. It's called Plan, Pray, Prosper. I am a planner by nature. As I said, I help women organize and prioritize their life through life balance and their business and personal life. And I love planning. I love documenting the steps that God is ordering me, right? So I love it also the fact that I could go back and look at the things that I'm doing. So in my planning life, I felt like I needed a planner. I was kind of losing ground in the moments where I would meditate on scripture, or I would have friends I would call to recite a powerful prayer focus for me whenever things were getting rough. I'd call my prayer warriors, and they just bless me with the most poetic and beautiful prayers. And I wanted a place where I could download that and store it. So I put together. I had my greatest prayer warrior, Maureen Smith, write out a few monthly prayer focuses that I could document in a planner and have with me at a moment's notice. Anytime I needed to have a good prayer for whatever reason I was dealing with in my life, in my planning, in the things, and as a way to show more gratitude, bring and receive abundance. So I had her write out the prayer focus, and then I selected scripture that I thought would go well with the prayer. So the planner was the first thing that came about, and there were areas for me to document what I was doing, my to-do list. And in the last 3 years, it really has evolved into something greater. It's a bigger book now where I can actually journal my prayer requests, plan my days, and schedule my tasks, as well as list out my goals. And they should all tie back
Okay.
into each other.
Just
And
to
from
interrupt,
that,
did you see the message from just interrupt
no, this,
Dawn Reed Pelletieri? She wrote, exactly, corporate America told me I peaked professional and there was nowhere for me to go, but God told me otherwise. So I left corporate America at the end of last year and started the year working full-time in my own business. It's been a roller coaster ride with its ups and downs, but I'm learning and growing every day. I feel alive for the very first time in my life.
absolutely.
Congratulations, Dawn. That is,
Yes.
yeah, that's a phenomenal share and testimony. And absolutely, I completely agree. I think I came alive when I lost my job and started my own business. So it's funny how loss can sometimes be the most amazing thing that happens in your life, because it's not loss, it's a transition, right? It's a
Yes.
change in priorities, it's a change in orientation of mindset, and what
Yes.
you decide is most important to you. And absolutely, if you want to feel alive, if you want to feel very conscientiously connected to what you do, most likely entrepreneurship can be a great avenue for you. So thank you for that testimony. That's great, Dawn.
Absolutely. And can
Awesome.
you imagine? I met Dawn. I met Dawn. I think last year. Was it last? I think last year. She
Mm.
told me. She told me when she was in the midst of that transition, and I'm so happy to hear. And you know, the funny thing, Dawn, I hope you don't mind I'm sharing this. You could see the despair. You could see the the
Mm.
um, the exhaustion in her when she was describing that she's working for XYZ industry and she's ready to go on her own and she's taking the leap
Yeah.
and she took the leap. So congratulations. And
Good.
since then I've watched Dawn and she is just in full blossom and she's just you know
Oh, that's nice.
it's not that same person. So I congratulate you,
Yeah.
Dawn, and that's exactly it. When they're telling you that you have peaked professionally, when they're telling you that you are less capable, when you know you are the most high capable, it's really
Absolutely.
important to get centered with your God and with your spirituality and with your faith in order to keep you most positive. Because if you lose your faith, and oftentimes it's going through, and oftentimes it is actually going through those things, because sometimes we're not a faithful person every day all the time, because we're
Yeah.
letting the negativity get into us. We're letting ourselves get infected with all that negative energy that surround us, and sometimes
Yep.
you feel a little defeated, and you wallow in that, and that's why I felt like I needed that planner, because I knew that as often as I'm looking at my planner, if I'm reading a word that
Yeah.
often, I cannot lose. I cannot
Dawn
lose.
adds, she said, share away. It's so true. Also, Marsha's Plan, Pray, and Prosper journal has helped me so much on my journey. So again, that's her testimony saying your
Thank
plan,
you.
prayer, prosper, journal and kit is everything. So just so everyone knows, where do they go to get that and learn more about it?
You can get the planner kit at www.planprayprosper.com. We actually are
Okay.
just started pre-orders, and you will be able, if you pre-order, you'll receive the planner kit in August. If you pre-order right now, you'll also receive a special gift of our Plan, Pray, Prosper prayer journal, which is just a basic journal, no planning within it. Because sometimes people are not planners, but they want a way to stay spiritually grounded daily. And so the prayer journal, I
Yes.
created a 90-day prayer journal just for those people. Um, and they're both great products. I really, I know I created it, but I love it so much. It has helped me so much. It has evolved. I've made some significant improvements from the first and second editions. I'm now on my third edition, and I'm super excited
Nice.
for all the people that have
Okay.
seen it go from the little book that it was like 90 pages or so, or probably less than, to now 200
Yeah.
pages. So after I developed the planner, I needed a way, because sometimes, and the planner's small, it's 8.5 by 5.5, but you're not always carrying that big book, inside your bag everywhere you go. So I needed a way to have my scriptures, my prayer focus, and some affirmations with me anywhere I went. And so I created pocket cards of the scripture, affirmation, and prayer focus that you could slip into your wallet, you could slip into your bag, and have at a moment's notice. Because sometimes, child, when you're out here in this big old mean world, you need that quick reference to help you recenter yourself. And
Okay.
the scripture and the affirmations and the prayer focus has helped me do just that.
Yeah.
Also included in the kit, you'll have a wall calendar. So if you're in the office or in my home, I actually have my calendar in my kitchen, so that at a moment's notice, sometimes I'll sitting there cooking in the kitchen and thinking, because that's what we do when we're cooking. That's our greatest time for therapy. And sometimes I need to run to that calendar. Sometimes I need to run to that calendar to get a quick prayer and recite my prayer focus. And it's really something that I do, and it's like therapy to me at this point.
Okay. Okay. And with that, I know you're super busy, so I would just love to end with a couple of things. Before we get to your contact information, what are some key tips that you have for faith-led and faith-based entrepreneurs who are trying to grow their business, who are trying to hold on to their faith and not, give in to the negative self-talk, not give in to the fear, the doubt? What advice do you have?
My biggest advice is constant affirmation and meditation on the word. If you are faith-based, whether you're really in your career or starting, growing, and establishing your business, you have to stay spiritually grounded, and you use things like scripture, affirmations on a daily basis to really help you de-stress, decompress from the day. Because I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna get on the train today, and I'm gonna be, this is the first time I'm in the office in probably a couple of months, and just on the day I'm in, the guy next to me has a cold, and he's just sneezing, and I'm just sitting there praying all day.
Oh my!
Please don't,
my!
Don't transfer this cold onto me.
Yeah.
Biggest tip I could give. And the other thing is to meditate. Surround yourself with like-minded people that are interested in the same thing. You can't be surrounded by people that are not led by their faith, whatever that faith is, that don't subscribe to a higher power and a higher energy that they know and believe that is helping them in their journeys, that is pushing them to greatness. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Those are the two top tips that I recommend for women to remain spiritually grounded. You have to connect yourself with people like that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, with that, I would just add as well that, hold true to your word, right? Like, I think that the biggest thing that I have various religious leaders in my family. My mom's eldest sister is a minister. Her husband's a minister. Her sons are ministers. So I definitely grew up with faith and Christian faith being the primary, staple in my life. And I would say that I've always been open-minded and I've always been very liberal in how I approach spirituality. But at the end of the day, I agree with you that it's about, your intention that you set for yourself. It's about connecting that with whoever you see as a deity, whatever connection you have to the universe, just like holding tight to that and figuring out, I would say, figure out what do you need to give you that rah-rah, right? Some people need scripture. Some people need to go to church. Some people figure out what your needs are to keep you spiritually determined, right? Be
Right.
hungry. Be hungry for your
Right.
goals. Be hungry to grow spiritually. I think that those are things that I would add. And so, with that,
Another
how can
thing,
people get? Yeah, sure.
another thing I want to say to people, because I did this a long time ago in the beginning of my journey. I would not profess my God, and I would not. We could all
Mm,
different
gotcha.
perspectives of who that spiritual being is, who that religious being is, but don't be afraid to
Yeah.
say it. You have to say it and let people know and affirm that you believe in God, you believe in one God, you believe in whoever it is you believe in, Jehovah, whatever it is you
Okay.
believe in. I think it's important that you state that. And if you don't believe in
Hmm.
one particular person and you do affirm that the universe is moving you, that's okay too. But I used to talk in that type of language, and I was almost, I'm not gonna say ashamed. It wasn't a shame that I felt, but almost afraid to let people know that I was a strong, faithful Christian woman, and I believed in God. And I had to come to a place where I had to stop
Mm.
saying that, right? And let people
Okay.
know that for me personally, and I don't judge anybody for who they believe in and what they believe in and how they plan, how they speak that to the world. But I found that once I
Hmm.
changed my tone and changed what I was saying, changed my words, things also started to
Hmm.
shift. Things also started to manifest themselves
Interesting.
a lot differently for me when I said, yes, I believe and affirm that God has positioned me in the exact place that I'm supposed to be
Yes.
at the exact time in my life.
Yes. Awesome.
So, to
Very,
get in
very
touch
cool.
with me, you can find
Yes.
the planner kit. You can find out anything you want to know about the planner kit at www.planprayprosper.com. You can learn and
Okay.
register for the 5th annual Women on the Rise Forum and Expo at
Woohoo!
www.womenontheriseNY.com.
Yep.
WomenontheriseNY.com. And you can find me on all social media platforms, actually Facebook, Instagram, um, Women on the Rise NY, and on Twitter, WOTRNY.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, I thank you for joining me and giving me your time in the beautiful city. And thank you for everyone who tuned in. Thank you, Dawn, for participating. Anyone who watches
Yes.
this on the replay, if you have questions for Marsha, if you have questions for me, please write them. We can come back and, add to this. And if you, ladies and gentlemen, want more conversation about the faith-based or faith-led entrepreneurial journey, I think that if Marsha's up for it, I'm always up for having really thoughtful. Thanks, Dawn. As she says, you're welcome. Great talk, ladies. I'm
Thank you,
always
Dawn.
up for having thoughtful, beautiful conversations, right? Like what should we do? What should we not do? What are the tips for success? And understanding other perspectives, because hey, you listening may not be faith-led or faith-based, but it doesn't mean you can't learn from someone who is. We can all learn from other people's narratives and journey. And I think the world would be a better place if we had that open mentality and that open spiritness about understanding that, like, hey, your journey is different from my journey, but you have dope wisdom and I need to learn as I have dope wisdom to share with you. So with
Absolutely.
that, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, and
Thank you.
everyone come to the 5th annual Women on the Rise Forum and Expo. I'll be there. She's definitely going to be there. This is her her baby, and I think you guys will have a really great time. So definitely, I'll add all the links at the end so that they can access it. And with that, have a good day. Okay,
Bye, you too. Bye.
bye.